We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
This is episode 132.
Pick up Poe.
I thought I was going to say 123.
Yeah,
it's fucking dyslexic, right?
I wonder how many...
That's not dyslexic, that's just saying numbers wrong.
Yeah, I think dyslexic people mix up numbers where... I think dyslexic is just...
D's and B's?
We're being nice to retards. It's like, no, I'm not retarded. I just can't read numbers and letters. And
So
it's like...
How can he not tell the difference between D's and B's?
I mixed that one up.
No, but I mean like D's and B's.
Yeah. You have a girl with like smaller tits, but they just hang good.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyways, so I was watching Terminator, the first one. That's the one with Arnold. They're all with Arnold.
Are they?
Yeah.
They never did one without him, right?
No.
They did some without him.
What?
They just like made him on computers.
Oh no, he was in it though.
Yeah, but that's not him.
He's an old man.
Do they pay him for that?
Huh? Hold on, he was in Salvation, but that one was computer.
That's not him.
Yeah, that was a computer.
Do they pay him for that?
I don't know. I'm sure he gets a cut, right?
I mean, I'm sure he does get a cut, but I'm saying like, let's say he makes $20 million a movie. Mm-hmm. There's no way to give him $20 million because some dork made him on his MacBook or whatever.
MacBook? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was done on like an actual computer, not a laptop. Right?
What's the difference? Do people have actual computers anymore?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Big time computers.
I don't think they do.
I have a computer at work.
Yeah, but that's like your outdated job.
Technically, I have 5 computers at work, so yeah.
Ooh.
And a laptop.
Okay, Bill Gates. But
he makes computers.
But
or software or something like that.
Yeah, whatever anybody tries to explain.
Software, hardware.
Yeah, it's
right. He's just.
I mean,
gayware.
We've talked about it before, but the fact that his company's called Microsoft is hilarious. Like, did he not?
I'm sure it's been said a lot.
No, I know it has too, but I wonder if he, when he's like, they're like, what do you want to name it? And he's like, Microsoft. And his friend's like,
his girlfriend named it. Yeah. He never got it. He never got the connection.
Yeah.
Neither did she.
That's gotta suck if you're a chick and you meet a really nice guy and he's like rich and everything, but his dick just don't get in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a huge dick, but imagine if it was half the size of mine. Mm-hmm. You ever, like, if you fuck a girl that's, like, kind of, like, not big, but just has a big ass or is, like, thick, and you do it, like, you fuck her doggy style, it's an issue. Mm-hmm. If you you have a skinny wife, and I used to have a real skinny girlfriend, and whenever, I don't know if you have the same, because you don't have long balls, if you fuck her doggy style, it would hurt my balls. No. Because I was getting...
I've never had that.
I know, but because I'm getting so much... I'm going so far from her and then back to her, right? Because I'm so close, because there's nothing in between, my balls would rattle. And it would actually, like, hurt.
That's an issue. You should have gotten that checked.
And this isn't even, like, I wasn't old. I was in my 20s.
Yeah, you probably should get that checked.
I think guys with huge dicks, though.
It's like a wrecking ball, right?
Yeah.
She's sore, like on her stomach.
I came in her like a wrecking ball.
Right? It's like hitting her on her stomach.
One time she reached back and like grabbed my balls. I don't think it was in like a this'll be hot way. I think it was in like a you gotta slow like calm those things down. Because it's just like kapat, kapat, kapat. Like, it was a real issue.
You're done, they're still swinging for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Right? It's perpetual motion.
It hurts your lower back when they go back. Like, it's sitting up. You know?
I mean, it really was like a grandfather clock. And grandfather cock. But, and it was, and I just thought about at the time, I was like, man, it sucks, like, doing that. But then I realized when I've been with other girls after that, it's because she was so, like, thin that there was just, I was closer, like, you know what I mean? If you fuck a girl with a big ass doggy style, unless you have a humongous dick, you're not really coming very far out. You're getting as far as you can in and just kind of, like, rabbit punching, you know? But, Terminator.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with Terminator.
I don't even know how we got to that.
They might have had that. They just, cut that part out. James Cameron's like, I don't know what we were thinking about that scene. Because there's like a sex scene in it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
It is weird that it's in it because it's such a like... We're talking about Terminator 1.
Look, we gotta get away. He's gonna come after us.
It's like a...
And she's like... she says something, you think he'll find us? And he's like, yeah, he will. Or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, let's fuck.
I know. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, you think he'll find us? He's like, I said we got 10 minutes. I mean, they're good, but they're not that good.
Like, not long after they're done.
They get done fucking, and it's like that. A couple of like to lay there under the sheets and smile, and then it's like, oh yeah, there is a killer robot from the future chasing us. But I always thought it was funny that
they're like, oh no, a dog barked. It must be him.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Dogs never bark unless there's killer robots.
Then you see it from his eyes, and it's the dog barking. You're like, oh, it is him.
Yeah.
You know? But
I always thought it was funny that the whole premise of the movie is that in the future where the robots are killing humans, John Connor, the leader, sends Kyle Reese back to save his mom so that he can be born, right? Mm-hmm. But I always felt like it was more of a John Connor sending back just to fuck his mom.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta send my dad back to make sure I'm born.
But I was thinking even not so much that it's just like, he's like, you know, Kyle, I saw him in the urinals. He's got a pretty good piece on him. Mom was always so angry. He's like, maybe I could like really change her mood for the better. And he's like, you go back and you fuck my mom. He's like, should I save her from the robot? And he's like, yeah, I mean, if you have time, but fuck her. I want you to go back, get in that 80s bush. You know, it was thick.
You know, like, instead of... In the movie, like, the whole idea that he's going to go back, right?
Yeah.
He's going to go back and he's got to go, like, save her from the dude. Not the dude, the machine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways. You would think that they would send him back and he's got to, like, stay to make sure John is, like, born and then is raised. They should have sent him back to be a good dad.
Well, that's the thing.
Not...
Statistically... boys who grow up with no dad are like a statistic. Like they almost always end up dead or in gangs and crime. So it would have made sense for the resistance to send him back and be like, look, make sure he's born, certainly, but raise him.
Yeah.
You know, teach him right from wrong and shit like that. Because he is, in part two, John Connor is like a little hoodlum. Because he grew up with no dad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess...
But he's tough, too.
Yeah, he is tough. But I guess... If Kyle would
as much as Edward Furlong can be tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. I'm pretty sure he's gay, right?
Oh, I don't know. Is he?
Yeah. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to gay people. But I mean, like, you know, he looks...
In that movie, that little coif of hair going over his eye.
Yeah, I mean, that was what? 90s stuff? Yeah, 92?
91, 2, somewhere in there, yeah. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I read a thing. I sent it to you. You didn't read it, did you?
No, didn't.
I knew Dwight was watching the movie, and I said it just a few minutes ago before we started, but I'm like autistic about things. If I like something, I dig so deep that it gets ridiculous. Where I'll just sit and give my wife an ear beating about the Terminator backstory, and she's just like, I don't care at all.
She's got headphones in.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Future. Gotcha. She just keeps saying stuff like that.
Yeah. She's like, John Collin. Yeah, whatever. I'm like,
Carol Connor. Gotcha.
Yeah, but...
like, Roseanne Connor? What?
Yeah,
Dan
like,
Connor?
She's like, yeah, Darlene was kind of bitchy. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But, so I was reading these Reddit things about Terminator, and apparently there's like a book. I've never read the book. Now I'm going to get it, obviously. And this guy said that in the book... Okay, so they were discussing when the Terminator comes back and he looks in the phone book, because they don't have any info.
They all rip fucking pages out.
I know, but look, they don't have any info on Sarah Connor from the future.
No.
They don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah, I know.
So he looks in the phone book, finds 3 Sarah Connors. So they say...
So he just kills them in order.
Yeah, he kills her roommate, right?
It's kind of weird that he would kill him in order, because wouldn't he just kill him to who's closest?
Yes.
So if he goes and rips out the phone book, the chances are that he's not closest.
He looks next to him. There's a lady waiting in line for the payphone, and he's like, Sarah Connor, and she's like, yeah. And he's like, wait here, and he goes and kills the other two because she's he's like, it's like, yeah. Well, they made these robots, and they're just sticklers for lists.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to do B before he does A. That's just the way they are. Killing machines and all that, but
yeah.
So he kills her roommate. He goes to her house. She's not home. He kills her roommate and boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's like standing there, and then the answering machine, and it's Sarah calling her own house, right? Mm-hmm. And he hears, and he realizes that he didn't kill the right person. Mm-hmm. That's how he knew. What if she had not called, and he just assumed that was Sarah?
Yeah, he would have went and jumped in a lava pit.
I guess. Or they said in the book that and this was interesting. I wish they would have put it in the movie. In the book, the one thing that the machines knew about Sarah Connor was that she had an injury.
Nice ass.
Yeah.
She didn't.
No. She had decent tits.
But that's what he's doing. Like, he sees this girl with a nice ass and he shoots her.
In 1984, he's only going to be killing black people.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hate crime, you know? So, no, but all they knew was that she had some injury and she had a piece of, like, metal shrapnel stuck in her leg that, like, stayed in there, that had to be in there. So that's all he knew.
There's like a black Sarah Connor and he's shooting her.
Yeah.
And they're like, does he not know?
They're like, oh yeah, in the future, people don't see race.
Yeah.
It's like, they should have programmed racism into him.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, so they said in the book that he kills, like, the roommate, and then he, like, cuts her leg open to see if that piece of shrapnel's in there, because that's the only identifier for Sarah Connor that they have, right?
What shrapnel?
Okay, that's the point. That's what they get to in the book. The shrapnel actually is something that she got in fighting the Terminator. But in the future, all they know is Sarah Connor has a piece of shrapnel stuck in her leg.
Oh.
So he's looking for. So he's not going to find it even if he kills the right Sarah Connor. So if
that
he
hasn't happened yet.
So so he could have killed Sarah. Let's say he killed her before the shrapnel thing happened.
Yeah.
And he digs into her leg. He's like, well, no metal. And he just goes looking for it forever? I don't know.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like...
He kills every woman on the planet.
And I'm sure he'll find one with metal in her leg.
Yeah, but like the right piece.
He's like, she doesn't look like a Sarah.
You know? Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
But I thought that was interesting, but they didn't put it in the movie. But
yeah, because eventually they're like, all right, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, let's not put it in there.
It's not stupid. It's interesting, but I don't know what you would do with it.
All right, if he's like this smart machine, whatever, and they're thinking, like, they got to think, like, the shrapnel was in her leg because of fighting him.
But all they knew was that Sarah Connor is her name.
She's walking around. She's some teenager working at a.
She's some chick on a fucking scooter with shrapnel in her leg.
Yeah, no. I mean, in the world they come from, that's normal.
Yeah, everybody has shrapnel. Yeah, there's no airport security because everybody sets off the alarms in the future world. But yeah,
in their records it shows Sarah Connor was a whore, and then they're only looking for people like fucking someone. Yeah. They're looking for chicks fucking dudes.
He just walks. That's why he shows up naked.
Yeah,
because they just figure Sarah Connor's probably gonna jump on his dick. But
shit.
He's like, I need your condom.
And then he ends up not in her, so there's like a different John Connor in the
Machine Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're trying to think of a pun.
Yeah.
I can see like your wheels started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. But anyway, so I thought that was interesting, but there's also no way that could play out in the movie. Mm-hmm. Unless it just showed him and it does like a voiceover. You know how movies, it's like a voiceover of him and it's like, as I killed her. As I killed her roommate.
That'd be horrible.
Has he ever done a voiceover in a movie?
I don't think James Cameron would have been doing any more movies. That would have been it.
They're like,
all of a sudden, Morgan Freeman kicks in, right?
Well, I was thinking it's Arnold, because it's his thoughts.
Yeah, but, I mean, anybody can be the voice of in your head. You know,
he's like, I'm digging into the thigh meat.
Right?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I guess it could be like a omniscient
all right, so
narrator.
Here's another thing. So the way sperm works is it's got to be like a certain time, everything, for that one specific sperm to get into the egg to make the baby.
Ovulating, all that.
So, not just that, for that particular sperm to make that exact baby.
Yeah.
So, like, one little thing could change, and John Connor's not born. You know, Joan Connor is.
That's your problem with the movie?
That's my...
Not the immediate paradox that gets considered when he sent something back that would make him, that if it didn't make him, if it didn't go back in time, the future he lives in wouldn't even exist. Like, the whole movie doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You can watch just part one, and you can make it make sense. As soon as they make another movie, it's like, oh, okay, it's all stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Because then they send another one back, which would change all the future, because now there's another one fighting there. Yeah. But he's good this time.
Yeah.
You know? They go in there and hijack a machine and make him good.
He's
got blue eyes instead of red. Right?
As it turns out, if John Connor had not sent Kyle Reese back to save his mom, there would be no Skynet. Because the reason it started was because they found his arm and his fucking little brain chip.
Oh, yeah.
So, it doesn't make any sense. But I say this all the time. Is
You're like, awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is Terminator 1984 is easily one of my favorite movies. I don't know how many people say that, but that for me,
the other one did come out either 91 or 92.
Yeah,
that's fucking 7 years later. It took them to do another one.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if they were even gonna make two? Like, he might originally just Terminator was like a one-off, and then it was real popular, so they were like, we got to make another one. So then, for whatever reason, they make a lot of people
all because of that. Then they started creating this whole new storyline.
They're like, hey, what if we made a movie kind of like this, but it wasn't very good?
Yeah,
like that's what they kept saying. But what a lot of people don't really realize is Terminator 1984 is a horror movie. Mm-hmm. It's like a slasher movie, kind of.
It is somewhat like Michael Myers.
It's a slasher movie.
Like, he's straight up wanting to...
There's a monster.
There's just, like, motorcycles and guns.
Yeah, there's a monster who's after a certain girl.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it's suspense, because the whole movie, when you just watched it, so you know this.
Yeah.
The whole movie, you have that, like, edge of your seat, like, it's a runaway movie. It's a try to get away, fighting every last second. It's that kind of movie. Then they make part two, they're like, let's just make explosions and make it a little funny.
There's one part that I don't like in it. All right, if he's all about, like, doing whatever he has to kill her.
Yes.
Okay, so... Like, you know how the scene where she's at the police station?
Yes.
He goes in there, he's like, I need to talk to her.
Yeah, like the best
and
scene.
And the guy's all like, oh, you can't. And he, like, walks off.
He says,
why wouldn't he just, like, kill him? And then, like, smash through.
I think that they just wanted to make that cool scene where he drives up into the building.
Because
there's no reason he wouldn't just
also
walk through the building. Who cares if he even kills anybody?
When they're doing that little chase scene when he's in the cop car and they're in, like, you know, some little family car.
Yeah.
And then he's like, drive. And he's shooting and she's driving or steering or whatever, and they almost hit the wall. But then the Terminator does.
Yeah, they're better drivers.
All right, so all of a sudden all these cops pull up and Kyle Reese about to shoot them all with that one shotgun.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, they'll kill you. Right? Yeah. So then anyway...
Yeah, I think I could do the movie for
they all go up there and they stop him, and then they go and look at the cop car, and he's gone. Mm-hmm. Why would he run off?
He could just easily kill her.
He could have easily killed her. She was feet away.
They had to make the movie an hour and a half long.
I know. Anyways.
I think he would have killed her in the club. I don't think Kyle... If it was all real...
Yeah.
Let's just say this really happened. Mm-hmm. I don't think Kyle Reese with a fucking 12 gauge is doing anything to a machine who is programmed to do only one thing, and that is kill her. I think she just would die right there in the club.
Yeah, because
she doesn't even know to be scared of him.
If you've ever played the arcade game for Terminator, it is very hard killing those fucking things.
Yeah.
A shotgun would not do it. You have like a fucking AK.
I mean, look at the movie, how
like, you're putting like 30 rounds into one and he's dead.
Yeah, look at the movie. How long it goes of all the shots. I always thought it was weird in Terminator movies that they'll be like trying to get away and they turn around and stop to shoot him. Mm-hmm. It slows him down like barely.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to just run and
really just like knocks his head off to the side and he slowly turns back and then goes.
But normally he just keeps running slightly slower for the second that the bullet.
Oh, like the liquid one?
Yeah. Well, even the Terminator though.
The liquid one, he just like absorbs it.
Yeah.
It just puts a little dent into him and he just keeps running.
Wouldn't he be fat by the end of those bullets he absorbed?
He's not making them into that. Yeah, he just spits them out.
Yeah. But I think, for like, in my opinion, like Terminator is, like if I had to make a list of my favorite movies, it's in the top 5. Terminator 2 is not in the top 100. I like it, it's fine, but it's nowhere near Terminator. Because I like the horror aspect of Terminator. Then they just made an action movie. There's a million action movies.
Yeah.
But part 1 is, I mean, when he goes, when the cop tells her, he's like, there's 30 cops in here, you're going to be fine. Yeah. And you just know, I mean, I guess when you watch it for the first time, but I can't remember ever not knowing the movie.
I didn't watch it the first time.
No, but I'm saying, if someone watched it for the first time, when he says that, the reason that that's in the movie is because he's going to kill all those cops.
Yeah.
He says that to make a point of how badass it is when he comes in and mows down every single cop in the building.
Yeah. They're all like shooting them and then running off and getting shot. Like, I
mean, he's just fucking them up. And it's awesome. It's a great, like...
Yeah.
It's an awesome scene in the movie. The fact that she survives that is pretty crazy, but...
So, at the end of it, though, whenever, like... That was a pretty cool ending scene. That would be how you would have to kill him. You know what I mean? How like, a little... girly girl would have to end up killing them is slide into that little thing. And
yeah, because and you notice, I don't know if you noticed this in the movie, but when they first go in that little like factory, Kyle starts turning all the equipment on because it like jams up his system. Because there's like other frequencies in the building, and it makes it harder for him to track them.
Yeah.
So it's like Kyle knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
Everything he does, he knows how to kill.
Even though he's like, let's do all this, he won't be able to track us. And then he like lays down to take a nap as soon as he does that.
Then he's like, I got a cramp.
Right? She's all like, get up, soldier. You know.
Yeah.
And then he's all like laying there. Like there was one part where she's pulling him out of that truck, tipped over. And she's like doing it, he's like unconscious, and all of a sudden, like, just in the right time, he gets up and runs off.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like, he wasn't helping at all. That lazy ass was having her, the little girl, pull him out of there.
He goes in the building at the end.
She's got shrapnel in her leg.
Apparently.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, she didn't yet.
He goes into the...
Someone was about to watch it, and they're like, yeah, let me listen to the newest episode. Right? I've been hearing about this movie, right?
Yeah, it's the movie.
Tormentator got me into the idea of it.
The movie is almost as old as me. It was probably made before I was born, or at least started making before I was born.
Yeah, it came out in '84, so they probably started. Yeah.
So anyway, when they go into the factory,
James Cameron probably conceived the idea around the same time you were conceived.
My dad was shooting a load my mom, and he was like, "What if robots killed ladies?"
Yeah.
You know? My dad's like, "I'm killing this pussy." I'll tell you that. He's like, my dad's like, I was sitting back. My dad was kind of a time traveler. He was 30, fucking my teenage mom. He's kind of a time traveler, you know. He was going into something that was from a different era, you know. It's a stretch, but
anyways,
I'm sure it was. My dad's got a piece on him. I've seen it when he's peeing. It's weird.
Anyways,
but anyway, yeah. So that's our book report on Terminator. It's just that I've been obsessed with that movie for as long as I can remember. And then for whatever reason, we talked about it earlier today. You're like, I'm going to watch it. I was so jealous. I mean, I guess I could have watched it too at my house, but I didn't watch it when I had time to. And then once my son was like watching Looney Tunes and shit, I was like,
Yeah, see, I've been wanting to see it for a while, and I told her, I was like, we might end up watching part 2 now that she likes that one. Well, I mean, she said it was okay, but she was like, kind of watching it.
It's an amazing
My wife's not really into...
Does she like action, though?
She doesn't
might
like old movies.
It's not old.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it is old. Yeah. It's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, it came out way before she was born. Yeah.
But I wish they... You know how on Men in Black, they do the flashy thing and you forget? Mm-hmm. I wish you could flashy thing movies out of your brain.
Yes!
I would love to be like, what's Terminator?
Sometimes I'm at work and I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, we were watching Waterworld or something, and they're all like, what's that? I'm like, oh gosh.
To be so lucky.
But it's like there's so many movies to where it's like, and people are like, Waterworld is what you used for the...
Waterworld is one of those movies that everybody likes to say is like the worst movie ever. It's an action
The worst movie ever?
It's because
there's movies that are the
reason people say that is because they're all followers. I mean, sure, it's not like well put together.
People are like, oh, whatever, the best movie ever has Kevin Hart in it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
The one when The Rock's fat? There are people who call that their favorite movie.
That's insane. That's those people that whenever there's a new funny movie coming out, that's their new favorite movie.
I heard one time.
I fucking hate those
My
people.
In-laws, I was at my father-in-law's house. Mm-hmm. We used to stay there while we were fixing our house, right? Mm-hmm. So I was in the room that we were staying in, and most of my in-laws were in the living room watching a movie. And I'm hearing roars of laughter coming from the living room. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Yeah, you're like, Dave Chappelle show?
Yeah, I know. And anyway, so my brother-in-law comes in, and he's like, oh, we were watching, it's the one with, I think it's like Ice Cube and Kevin Hart and Ice Cube.
Ride Along.
Yeah. He's like, we're watching Ride Along. He's like, it's the funniest movie I've ever seen. And I was like, what? He's like, you haven't seen it. And I was like, I know I haven't. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
That's not the funniest movie ever. Like, the fucking Schindler's List is funnier than that. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
Liam Neeson is, like, he's got some lines in that one.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't... Actually, I probably wouldn't laugh in the movie Cop Out. Or what is it called? Not Cop Out. But you just said it.
That's the one with...
Cop Out's better than that, I promise.
That's the one with Tracy Morgan.
I don't know what went wrong there. Kevin Smith was like, I'm going to try a cop movie.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeesh.
Kevin Smith did that one?
Yeah. I don't think he likes us to say that. He might sue us.
With Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan, Bruce
Willis?
Bruce Willis.
Brent Willis?
Yeah. I was like, I said Brent, and I was like, no, it's not.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Brent Willis? That's gay. Bruce Willis, I mean, that can't be a gay dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Brent. I said it, and I was like, it's not Brent
Willis.
I was like, it's B something.
Does he have a son like Brent Willis? They got Rumor Willis. That's that girl.
Yeah, we watched.
Rumor.
Yeah, oh, God.
Great name for a girl.
Rumor is she barely looks like a girl. Have you seen her?
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But,
she looks less like Demi.
She looks like me.
She looks like a mix of Bruce Willis.
She looks too much like Bruce. That's the problem.
And then Demi Moore, yeah.
There's dudes that have daughters, that their daughter's hot, but you can see a resemblance.
She looks like Bruce Moore.
She looks like Bruce, yeah. But anyway, what was I saying about the movie?
Cop Out.
What's the movie? What's the actual movie?
Ride Along.
Ride Along.
Yeah.
The movie Ride Along.
Two of them.
There's
a Ride Along too.
Awful. I've never seen it, but I did watch. I did watch a Kevin Hart movie where Will Ferrell's got to go to prison, and Kevin Hart's going to teach him how to be tough. Dude, I was like, "What the?" This guy's the most famous actor in the world.
Me and my wife hate both of them. I hate Will Ferrell, and I hate. But
Will Ferrell is good in some stuff.
We were in a movie. We were at a movie or whatever. This was back before Corona.
Yeah,
we were at a theater and we were watching the previews for shit, and there was that. There was a movie, and it's like not Bruce Willis, I wish, right? Right? Brent Willis. No, this is Will Ferrell. And I'm like, nope. And it's like Kevin Hart. We both looked at it, we were like, nope, we're never watching that. I mean, I hate both of those.
But Kevin Hart is like the most famous actor in the world. He's, one of. And I truly don't. Here's what I do get. If you want, like, a certain level of. There's a level of comedy that I just don't get into, but it is very popular, and I get that he's good at that. Mm-hmm. But when my brother-in-law told me, we're watching whatever it's called, Ride Along, I don't like my brain won't remember. I got flashy things.
What do you call it?
Cop Out.
Oh, God.
But anyway, he's like, Ride Along, it's the funniest movie. I made him repeat it. I was like, the funniest movie you've ever seen. Like, you've never seen Blazing Saddles. Yeah. You're telling me,
Blazing Saddles.
I said this to the guy. I was like, this movie's better than Blazing Saddles is what you're telling me. He's like, I mean, it is really funny. And I was like, better than Blazing Saddles. And he's like, it's real funny. And I was like, all right. I was like, I just can't.
I wouldn't trust anything he said.
Well, I was like, I can't respect your opinions anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you tell me the sky's blue, I'm like, all right, I guess it's not, But yeah, he said it was like the funniest movie he'd ever seen. And I was just like, it was very hard for me to, I couldn't go along with that. But anyway, what was it called again? I want to write it in my notes.
Ride Along.
Blue Streak. Oh, yeah.
Blue Streak.
I keep thinking of other cop movies with black dudes in them.
He wasn't a cop, but he acted like a cop, right?
Tim Robbins was a cop, right?
Tim Robbins? No. He's a banker.
I saw it 30 years ago.
He was a banker on Shawshank. Right? What was he on that?
He was leaving brown streaks on that one dude's dick in that movie.
I don't know. Anyways.
It's
definitely about movies on this one.
Yeah, this is the movie episode. Yeah, it's funny though because we're not good. Like, I'll listen to sometimes a podcast. I listen to Zach Amico, Midnight Spook Show, and it's a movie podcast. And he's so good and so informative, and he knows so much about the background of these movies and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't mix up Cop Out and Ride Along 10 times.
Well, he's not really doing those kind of movies. But we're not that. It's like, I love movies, but I have no, I can't eloquently speak about them. I mean, me and you both just were like, good movies, like Waterworld. Okay, so anyway, off the movie subject. Dude, it's becoming like a theme. I think last week I told you a story about when I went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the grocery store yesterday.
Okay.
Friday. And I had to buy a shit ton of groceries. We haven't been grocery shopping since the 80s, So we're eating like cracker dust out of the bottom of the little sleeve.
The last time y'all went grocery shopping, Terminator was new.
Yeah. So I went grocery shopping by myself, which I'm not good at.
By yourself?
Yeah, just me.
Oh, that was rough.
My wife was at work, and I was like, I want to go grocery shop. I just wanted to go. Because sometimes she picks bullshit. I wanted to get some good stuff, you know?
Yeah, she's probably like, I can't eat any of this.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I had a list. I left the list at home.
You have like 20 Totino's pizzas?
No, well, I've been eating super healthy lately. So that's why I was excited. I was like, oh, I can get this and this and this healthy stuff, whatever.
Yeah, the only reason you're eating healthy is because you want to get a Spotify deal. like Rogan, right?
Dude, if they gave us $100 million,
I drink kale shakes, lift weights, and then talk about fighting. Right? I don't know. I think that's what you're supposed to do. You
gotta chill with the funny. We're trying to be like Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something funny. You interrupt it with a fact.
I'm gonna make my eyes real big, and I'm gonna finish going bald.
You're getting there. But anyway,
I'm not getting hair.
I like to make fun of Rogan because he like seems to have a blind spot for funny sometimes. But his podcast is probably the reason we started this.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went to the grocery store. The first thing I did was I left the shopping list at home. We had made this long list.
That's always the best first step.
I know. Not only did I leave it at home, I got in my truck and I put it in reverse. I was like, oh, the list. And I was like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, you're like, I'll remember it.
I did.
You're like, eggs.
I'm like, wait, where am I going? I'm just walking around.
What kind of list was it? Oh, well.
Schindler. I'm at the store looking for Jews to save.
Yeah, Jews. You got on the Jews aisle?
I did buy Jews. I didn't save it, though. It's all gone already. No, so anyway, I gotta write something down. I got a title. So anyway, I got there and I knew I didn't have the list, but I had an idea because it's pretty basic shit. But it is like I'm going there like I'm gonna spend $200-300. Like I'm going to buy a lot of groceries. So I'm going. I'm like enjoying it. You know, I'm like, oh, picking this, picking that, looking for the best deal, shit like that. And I get done getting all my shit. And I go to the line, and like the line is like real short, and all the other ones are long. So I'm like, oh hell yeah! You probably know what this is. Yeah. So I jump in the line, and I'm like waiting. It's my turn. I start putting my stuff. The dude, like I hear him like sigh and say something about 15. And I thought he was talking shit about the person that was ahead of me, and I was like, yeah, right, because there was some goofy looking dude ahead of me.
Yeah.
And he's just like not shaking his head, just like swiping the stuff. He's all mad.
Oh wow!
And it didn't occur to me. And then the lady comes. He's like, Janet, I need some help over here. And he even has like a dickhead voice when he says it. And I was like, man, this guy hates his job.
Yeah.
So Janet,
sitting there smiling the whole time.
Yeah, I'm clueless.
Yeah.
I did think it was weird that
nobody was in that line.
Nobody was in the line, but the conveyor belt was shorter.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird, whatever, you know? Yeah. And I mean, I got, a couple $100 worth of shit. It's a lot, you know?
He said, there's not a zero.
Oh, I had way more than 150 items.
Oh, wow.
Probably not. I don't know. If you count all the rice individually. But, so he keeps making these little comments under his breath. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't care.
Because there's a little shield in between you.
Yeah, I think that's probably really why I didn't hear.
Soundproof shield.
Yeah, he's behind a stupid shield. Like he's scared I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm scared he's going to shoot him.
They wear masks too, don't they?
Some of them did, not all of them.
Right.
This is Texas.
Yeah.
We don't get sick. But watch next week, you're like, I'm back with the bad father. Jeremy's dead. No, so anyway, so the lady comes over to...
It's strangely better.
The lady comes over to help. And she's like, I was like, sorry, I got a lot of stuff, I guess. I'm hungry. And she's like, I know you didn't. She's like, this is the 15 items or less. I felt bad, dude. I felt like a dickhead.
You're like, it's all right. I got about 15 left.
Dude, the best part, behind me was a string of like 8 people with like 2 things each in their basket.
Damn.
All of them added up. Weren't anywhere near what they had. All of them added up, had enough groceries of what I had in the little spot your kid sits. Like that's how much. Like they had hardly anything in their baskets. So
tapping their foot, cars running. Right, they're parked in the fire lane. Right,
their kid is sick and needs to go to the hospital. And she's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to the quick aisle."
Yeah.
But so the lady's like, I was like, I really didn't notice. I saw the guy like, sure, like he just rolled his eyes. I was like, I mean. I'm really not in a hurry. But then I started thinking as he was beeping for hours and hours, it seemed, beeping all my stuff.
He changed hands.
Yeah.
He stopped for a minute to go take a smoke break.
He went and took his OSHA-mandated 15-minute break.
Oh,
So, but I started thinking, like, why would he be mad? I get why the shoppers would be mad. Because they go to this aisle to be fast.
There's another person go over there give him water while he's doing it.
They give him a little cup, he splashes it on his face. He goes and sits in the corner, and some old guy's like, you gotta keep going, son. You can't give up.
Oh.
So, I get why the shoppers would be mad.
They throw in a receipt?
He threw in the receipt. My receipt was...
Rogan would like that.
Yeah. He'd be like, but why would they throw in a receipt? Like, he doesn't get that's a joke. So anyway, I get why the shoppers would be mad. That makes sense to me. They went to an aisle so they could hurry, and I fucked that up for them. But I don't get why he'd be mad. He's not doing anything different. Just pretend it's 10 people.
Yeah.
What's the difference? You're doing what you would do anyway. I think he just had like some kind of power trip. I think all this they're essential worker shit is going to their head. I even said to him, I wasn't a dick to him or anything like that. I mean, I was. What I did was a dickhead move. But I even said to him, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was 15 or less. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, but to be fair, like, just pretend I'm 10 people. It's the same for you, right? I said that.
One thing, you don't have to go through the payout process a bunch of times.
Yeah, I said that to him. I said, it's the same for you, right? And he's like, oh. Yeah,
anyway.
And he's like, yeah, it's, whatever. He's like, it's 15 or less. And I was like, I know that now.
Yeah.
You've said that a lot, Yeah. He's over there like fucking Rain Man. He's like, 15 or less, 15 or less, 15 or less. It's not 15, I'm sorry. I got hundreds of items. The ship has sailed. I'll give you money, give me my groceries so I can leave.
What if you were the last customer, right, before his break?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they go switch out, they do a little tap,
Yeah. And the breaks are so perfectly coordinated that I was his last customer.
Behind him, there's this other...
I took up his whole 10-minute break.
There's this other checker that's on the ropes, right?
Yeah.
Ready to go in, right?
He tags in. The guy jumps over the little aisle thing.
That's why they both needed help there, right? They're both knocking it out.
For a few seconds, they'll let him get away with both checking me out, but then he has to... The guy counts to 10.
One beat is like beep, and then the other one reaches, right? It's like...
But it was... I really did, and I really did ask him, and he was just pissed off and didn't give a shit. But what's the difference to him? Really, what's the difference to him? I think they just look at me like, look at this asshole, he thinks he's above the law. No, not thinks.
The law?
I am above
the
it.
Grocery store law?
Yeah. I did go to that aisle with thousands of items or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to me. I didn't get thrown in jail. So, it's a dick move, I get
They
it.
got the 10 commandments of grocery shopping on a grocery list.
It's like, thou shalt not eat grapes while shopping. Shit.
Because they weigh it at the end, and if it weighs less, you pay less.
Yeah.
Right? You got one banana left.
Well,
right?
I'll just eat, produce.
They're like, you're buying one banana? They're like, what about those peels? You're like, those... Don't worry about those.
Yeah.
Right?
What about those...
Those are already there.
What about those 7 stubs coming off of that cluster of bananas you got? And it's like, ooh, fucking monkey got loose in there. But I always, you know this, because you've been to stores with me a million times, I always get, a drink and drink it while I'm shopping and throw it away. My wife is appalled. The first time she ever saw me do that, she's like, oh yeah, here, just put that in the basket. When I was done, I was like, I'm going to put it in the trash. She's like, but we got to pay for it. And I was like, we don't have to pay for it. It's empty. I was like, I'm not going to pay for an empty bottle. She's like, but you drank it. And I was like, you know that. And I know that. I was like, now the trash can.
An empty bottle in our
yeah. I do it every time, and she hates that I do it. And I'm just like, it's what you...
I'm sure the grocery store probably does too.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right?
They would rather me not do it. Yeah. But it's like, I think, I would assume...
Your bail is set at $1.89. Right? You go to jail.
But I mean, I would assume most people do that, right?
You get in a cell with the guy that raped and murdered someone.
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you in for?" You know,
you're like Coke Zero.
You're like Coke.
Right? But I would assume that most people do that, right? Drink a Coke while you're shopping and just throw it away, right?
I doubt it.
I don't remember a time when I didn't do that.
I mean, there's people out there. I don't know if I've met any that will not steal.
Oh yeah, there are people who are just they're like that's stealing, and it's like it's kind of stealing. One. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of my wife is a hypocrite.
There's people that also put steaks in their underwear so they can walk out like that.
Yeah, know? I've never stolen meat from the grocery store.
Yeah.
When I worked at a restaurant, I did. I stole lots of meat.
They're like, sir, looks like you got some meatballs there hanging from under your shorts.
I'm like, yeah, you gotta see one in front doggy style.
We're gonna need those back. They start grabbing them and pulling them. You're like, stop it! You're gonna pull them even. You're gonna stretch the sack even more.
I do have a long sack, but I don't. The people that are today, I was at our sister's house, our older sister, and I said something about stealing or something, and she's like, she was like that. She's like, I don't steal. She's like, I just can't. I don't do that. And her daughter said the same thing, and I was just like, you don't steal. Like, you never steal. Like, okay, you never shoplift, but you never steal. You never fuck.
Yeah, there's people that don't steal.
That's crazy to me. Like, what are we doing here?
Not stealing. You
want Walmart to have that $1.89? Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's it's not. I don't consider it stealing, especially if I piss before I leave the building, because then
give it back.
Yeah, it's like I'm not taking anything of yours out of this store.
Yeah.
But I always do it though. I don't. My wife's like, "You're gonna get caught," and I was like, "I'm just drinking a drink." Like, I don't know. Also, if you buy soil for your garden and that kind of shit. I think they want you to steal that stuff.
They set it out there by the road.
We went there a couple of weeks ago. You
think they do everywhere though? Because all right, you got to think about this. We're in Texas, to where is a lot of space. You know?
Yeah.
Texas is huge, so our Walmart parking lots, right, are really, really big.
Yeah.
But in like New York.
Think of Walmart's up there? Like in the city, I mean?
I mean, like...
I don't think they do in the city.
I think that if they have a Walmart, I mean, it's going to end up having, like...
A parking garage?
A parking garage somewhere, yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't be worth it to build.
In the parking garage, they're not going to have, like, pallets of, like, stuff, you know what I mean?
Pallets of landscaping.
I mean, maybe they do.
But I'm assuming that most suburban and rural... That's a hard one to say. I think I have a speech about it.
You should probably just, like, get on with your sentence.
Suburban and, like, country towns.
Yeah.
I think that they know what we're talking about is that, like, the garden section of Walmart, they have a lot of their shit just sitting in the parking lot. So, anyway, a couple of weeks ago, we were going to buy these brick things that you like, landscaping things. And so we went inside and we said, hey, we want, like, 20 of these bricks or something. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'll send
you. Like, how many? Like, we can't take light.
It's like, trust me, it doesn't matter what I say here.
You're like, one brick. He's like, they're like, I don't know why we did inventory. We're supposed to have 100. We've only sold one all month.
Yeah. So
that guy that drinks a Coke every time he walks in.
The guy that buys a Coke every time. They don't know. They don't know.
He's a good customer. He can have them bricks. Look how many Cokes he's bought.
We've made a fortune off of him drinking Cokes. No, so we tell him we want 20 of these bricks. And he's like, all right, just pull your truck out there. And it's like way at the end of the parking lot. I mean, it's seriously like, what do they expect me to do? And he's like, I'll send this guy out there. And it's this dude. And he's like, he'll help you. So he goes out ahead of us because we're paying for everything.
Yeah.
He's waiting by the exit of the building. I walk out and my wife's still inside paying or whatever she's doing. And this dude, it's a black dude. Not that matters. It kind of does.
What? They do matter.
It's oh yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, that sounds
Edit. They matter. Sorry. Whatever. No, so it's a black dude, and he's standing there by the exit, and he's like, I heard him say right before that guy's like, hey, Jamal or whatever. I don't know what his name was. He's like, hey, James. Sure, that's his name.
His name could have been George.
Yeah.
La George.
Yeah.
Or something.
So he's like, hey, George, go out there and help this guy load those bricks. And he's like,
he's like, hey, George, a.k.a. Little, right? Anyway.
Yeah. He's like, go out there and help this guy load those bricks up. And the guy, like, George, like, rolls his eyes, and he's like, man, I was coming to tell you I was going on my break.
Yeah.
And I was like, sucks for you. I don't care. I was kind of wishing you would be on your break. So he's like, hey, man, he was confused about what we were getting. He said, hey, since it's right over here by the door anyway, I'll wait here, pull your truck around, I'll help you load it. I was like, okay. Because I knew what I'm really getting isn't by the door. He thought I was getting the ones by the door.
The nice ones.
Whatever it was. He just assumed that, I don't know. So I was like, all right, so I go get in my truck, and I just pull out to where the actual bricks actually are. I can see the black dude. He's like 65 yards away from me. Yeah. My wife walks out there to where I'm at, and she's like, I guess the guy's not coming. And I'm watching him. I'm like, it's no big deal. I need to work out anyway. I'll load him up. So I start loading. It's a lot. 20 of those bricks. They weigh like 50 pounds a piece. So me and my wife start loading them up, and I'm stacking them in stacks of 5 so it's easy to count. And she's like, how many is that? And I was like, I don't know, let's call it 10. But I was done. She's like, are you getting more? And I was like, yeah, fuck them. So I made this big scene with her. I got her to steal. I was like, that guy's supposed to be helping us. He's over there fucking off. He was smoking a cigarette, looking around for us. So we loaded up like 5 extra ones and a couple of other things and this and that. God damn. And even my wife was like...
She's like, here, a little more. It's kind of like on the Dumb and Dumber scene where they have what's his name paying for it.
Yeah.
Right?
She's grabbing Slim Jims.
He's like grabbing candy. He's like, put these on his, you know.
Yeah. She's like, hey, there's an armored truck. Let's knock it over while we're here.
She has a ski mask. Yeah. Go pull up to a bank. Right. Your son's got one. Right?
We kidnapped somebody and I flipped a switch in her and there's no flipping it back. But she goes
and murders that guy.
Right? She kills a black guy, dresses a cop. She just likes crime now. It's crazy. But she's still she's a goody two shoes. But even in that moment, I was able. I think it's a skill to turn somebody. I was able to make it because it was nothing. The guy wasn't lazy. I mean, he may have been lazy. I don't know. But he was just mixed up and thought we were getting another thing. It wasn't like he was just being a dick and not helping us to be an asshole. Yeah. But he was over there smoking a cigarette. So to my wife, I was like, he's supposed to be helping us. I don't know what's going on. And she's like, fuck it. So I put a few more bricks on there. But the joke was on me because my truck squatted so bad I thought I was going to blow a spring out.
Nah.
But it was...
Sometimes you got to do stuff like that to feel alive.
Stealing, not something you need where it's like if you don't steal it, you can't eat. But stealing really does, it gives you this burst of energy. Yeah. I enjoy it.
To me, it kind of makes you feel it's worth all the money you're spending in the store. Because it's a buy one, get one. You're buying all this stuff and you get this. You know what I mean? And there's, in those huge stores like that, there's so much stuff that they just kind of chalk up to theft anyways.
I think they have a thing in their budget about shrink.
Yeah, you know that it's going to be gone, and
Man, who doesn't know that people steal from Walmart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty common.
They have fucking cameras at the little self-checkout. They're like, hey, we're not going to pay a guy to come check your stuff for you. We're going to make sure you're not stealing while you're doing it.
It's real easy to steal from self-checkout.
Yeah, it is.
It's almost like, do they want us to steal?
Look, I'm only picking up one item. See, I'm only picking up one item.
Yeah.
Scan one item. Put both in the back.
You can do...
that's the trick. Walmart's like, oh, we got them. Right?
I mean, you scan stuff as cheap produce that's expensive and stuff like that. I mean, they want you to steal. Mm-hmm. But
they want you to. It's just their...
Well, I'm saying it's not they want you to, but
I think most people are honest about it, though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure most people are.
Because the whole thing where it was on Clerks.
Yeah,
where they said they feel like since there is a camera there, they feel like someone's watching them.
They're like they wouldn't just leave the money out like that. Somebody's probably watching.
Yeah,
people make their own change at the store.
Yeah,
but I've always felt like this, and. We talk about it all the fucking time, I know, but we were poor our whole lives, right? Mm-hmm. Every time you steal, every time I'm real thirsty and I steal that Coke, that's $2 in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And that's just $2, whatever, but I've been doing that for 20 years.
But you could also just not drink a Coke.
Yeah, of course you could.
You know what I mean?
But that's not an option.
You're like, no, I gotta live. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, but it's whatever.
There's some people, though, that take that to an extreme, though. So as long as you don't ever take it to the next level, I was always poor. You're like, no, I'm not. You know what I mean?
But it is, and
instead of them just being happy with a Coke every once in a while, right? Every time they go to the grocery store, their thing is they're gonna get a Porsche every time they go to town.
Dude, I pulled one off the other day. I just thought of it. Mm-hmm. This is just a few days ago. It's the convenience store.
You knocked off a convenience store?
No.
You're like, dude, I just thought about this. You're confessing to a robbery.
I'm like, is it okay if I lay low here in the studio for a couple of weeks?
That's what's going on. You're confessing. You're about to... Not grand larceny. What is it? Larceny.
Larceny?
Yeah, grand larceny?
It wasn't very grand when you find out what I stole.
Oh, okay.
So, you know the store where they make pizzas here, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, I went there and I ordered a pizza. It's like for the listeners, it's like a convenience store, but they make the Hunt Brothers pizzas in there. So, I went there.
I don't know what Hunt Brothers is.
It's a pizza they make in a store.
It's
I don't know
pizza, yeah.
So, they should be our sponsor. That's some good fucking pizza.
They're not now, right?
I paid for the pizza. It's real hard to steal one of those unless you know somebody that works there.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, I order a pizza. Me and my son go to pick the pizza up. And I told him, hey, let's go get a couple of drinks. So we go to the back, get some drinks. Next to, like the impulse buy thing?
Yeah.
They got all these snacks and shit. They look so good. Mm-hmm. There's one that, this is right before I started this whole healthy eating kick. There's this thing there. It's like, those little snack cakes that are chocolate and they got the swirly white line on top of them? It looks like a cupcake.
Zebra cakes.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Not Little Debbie's kind of snack.
It's like that, but it's
Big Debbie. She's big. She got those kind of food.
Yeah, I mean I eat them. And,
it's just sugar, sweet.
So anyway, they make one now. It's this little it's like this little cupcake thing. It's like Reese's though. And every time I go to that store, it's like eye level on the little shelf, and I always like, man, I want it. Nah, I don't need it. Never get it. So here's what I did. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You bought one.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. This is the end of episode.
Yeah.
No, so I ordered my pizza, right? And the way it works is you're standing there face to face with the cashier. They have to go to their left about 10 feet to get the pizza. And they check the thing and it says my name for my order. So she goes, so I put all my drinks up there. She checks out all my drinks. Mm-hmm. She's like, the total is, $4 something. I'm like, oh yeah, I ordered a pizza too. She's like, oh, okay. And I told her my name. And as soon as she turns her back, I just very quickly grabbed the Little Debbie's and set it right between the Cokes. It's shielded from her enough, but she could see it if she looked for it. I'm not really hiding it from her, but she's already scanned everything on the counter. My son got a bag of chips. We got a couple of drinks.
Yeah, so she's just going to see that as, all this stuff.
Yeah, it's just stuff, whatever. So she grabs the pizza, brings it over. Oh, this is 10. She adds it all up. She's like, all right. She bags the Reese's thing. She puts it in the bag. She's like,
yeah.
She's like, these are good. I've had one.
Oh, wow. She don't even remember scanning them.
No, she sits it in the bag. And she's like, thank you, sir. And I was like, eh. Yeah. And then we go out the door. I got my snack,
wow.
And it was like...
She's like, I've only scanned these once. It was for myself. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it was...
These just came in 5 minutes ago. Right?
But it was such a good... Okay, those things cost what? Like $1.80, $2, $3 at the most, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it costs. It's not that much money. But I really, really wanted one. But my thing wasn't I don't want it because I'll be fat. It was always like I'm like this. Mm-hmm. I'll want something. When I go shopping, I'll put something in my basket and then take it out 20 minutes later. I'm like, I don't need to spend $8 on this. I don't really need it. I'm like that. So my reasoning for not getting the Little Debbie's all the times I've wanted it that I've been there was always like, I don't need to get it. It's $3 and there's no reason to get it. So I was like, if I can get it and not pay for it, I'll do it. And it was very good. Yeah. I don't know how good it was.
It's so good you're going to go back there and give them $3?
No, I'm going to go back there and order another pizza, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's so, I don't know if it was so good because of it's the perfect blend of sugar and peanut butter, or because it was stolen. Because that is a real thing.
Yeah.
When you have something that is like free, it's like it's like when your wife
free tastes better.
It's like when your wife cooks, even if she doesn't cook the thing perfectly. It's like somebody made me a meal and this is great. And when you slave over the stove and you're all sweaty trying to eat your burger,
look on the level on the label with the ingredients.
Yeah.
It's free and it's 100%. You know what I mean? It's all like 100 calories, preserving, whatever. And it's got zinc. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And then it says free and it's 100%. You're like, hell yeah.
Instead of fat free, it says it's 100% free fatty. It's like,
it says like free at 0%. You're like, it probably sucks.
Yeah. It was.
I paid completely for this.
You're not eating like junk food right now, right? If you ever go off the wagon, that thing was legit.
It always happens.
What are you going to be? Healthy eating for the next 30 years?
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
That's what sucks about
I'm like 30. I wish.
8. Have you talked on here about your that insurance plan you got?
What?
The insurance plan that you're trying to get?
Cancer insurance?
Yeah.
I have it.
I know, but have you talked about your...
I don't think so.
It's hilarious what you did.
How?
Let me tell it, because you won't tell it funny.
I don't know how it's funny.
Okay, so Dwight, we have cancer in our family. Everybody that has ever been related to us is either dead from cancer or dying. Yeah. We're going to die from cancer, both of us are, because it's in our family history, thick. Yeah. So...
like, we might have been the ones that started it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Our ancestors was the first ones.
Yeah. So...
it was probably... the first person that ever had it was probably born in July. Right? That's why they named it cancer. And so was I. So... yeah, you might end with me. It might end with me.
You're a cancer with cancer. So, anyway, so you've been bitching for a while. Bitching's a weird way to say it, I guess. You've been complaining for a while about, like, you feel like you got some kind of tumor.
Yeah.
And, okay, so anyway, so here's what he did. I was telling you, actually, there's a cancer insurance you can get, and they insure you against cancer. So that if you have that insurance, and then you get cancer, you get, like, thousands of dollars every time you go get chemo, every time you go to the doctor. So Dwight wants to get the insurance.
I have it.
But you also want to get checked to find out about that tumor.
Yeah. So
what does he do? He waits until everything's all like...
yeah, I have to wait like another 3 more weeks, 3.5 more weeks.
You can't...
because you have a month probation period. It could be nothing.
I know.
It could be just a balled up,
It could be, though, you finally go to the doctor once your grace period on your insurance ends. Yeah. And he's like, if you'd have came 3 weeks ago, we could have saved you.
No, I'm like, fuck it. That have costed me money. You know what
I mean? It is...
and I'll leave with, like, a stack of pens. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that reminds
me. Like a magazine. Right?
I do that. I go to the bank, like...
pens and stuff?
Yeah, I go to the bank once a week. And
I refill that fucking thing of pens.
I steal a pen every time I go to the bank. For one, they're really good pens. And this isn't one, actually, that I'm using here. But anyway, I've done sometimes. I'll be going to the bank for, I don't need to write. Like, I don't need a pen. And I'll push the call button and be like, oh, could you put a pen? I'll be like, putting my check in there or something. And at our bank, I don't know if it's because it's a small town or if this is all banks, I just pull up to the drive-thru, put my check in the thing and send it, and they just put it in my account. Yeah. I don't fill out anything.
Yeah, they just know you.
They know me, right? Yeah. So I'll be there. My check, I have to sign the back of it, but I've already signed it. And I'll be like, could I get a pen? And they're like, yeah. They send me a pen. I don't even hide it. They can see me in the window. I take the pen out. There's a little holder on my dash of my truck. I set it in there, and I send the thing back. I take a pen every single time.
Next time, they're going to put, like, a few of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right? It's going to have a chain hooked to it.
I was thinking, it's going to be a pen, and when you push the button, that blue dye gets all over you.
You would go down the road.
Yeah. What I do, if you really break it down, I just bully them. Yeah. I look them in the eyes, and I'm like...
you're like...
and I set it in my dash.
You're like, I need a pen for home. That's what you're doing.
Could you just give me a box of them?
Sir, can't you use one of the ones you took yesterday?
I roll my window down to talk to them. Pens fall out.
You just pull up. You should do this. You just pull up, push the little button. You're like, hey, I need a pen. They do it. Take it out. And just drop it off.
I want to do that.
They're just going to be like, what the hell? Maybe he changed his mind.
I did take
then make a circle and do it again. Just to fucking see if they'll do it. You know?
I did one time. I went to a different bank because I had a check and I wanted to put it and I wanted to cash it.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be the weekend and my bank would be closed before I get home.
Yeah.
So I went to this other bank and you have to put your thumbprint on your check.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I go to the drive-thru. It's that bank they tore down, and you know.
Okay.
So I go to the drive-thru, and actually my sister-in-law worked.
Prosperity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not prospering over me. But so I go there, and all right, now I have a reason for this. So they send you this little black thing, like when you get arrested. You put the ink thing, right?
What?
To put your thumb in the ink and put it on the check. It's weird, dude. You got to sign it too.
In the car.
Yeah. It's just the weirdest thing.
You got ink on your thumb and you're like driving now.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
So I did that and I was thinking like, this is not my bank. So I was like, they're going to charge me like $2 to cash my check. So I just wanted to make the difference. I just kept the little ink thing. I was like, yeah, I did. But then I fucked up because when I got home, I was telling my wife that I had it and everything, and she's like, "What?" She freaked out. She's like, she thinks I'm like Ben Affleck on The Town, you know. She's like, "You robbed a bank," you know.
Yeah, well, you robbed a bank.
I guess I did.
You didn't go in there like, you know.
No, and actually, it was a little bit of an accident. It wasn't an accident. It was an accident in that I left the thing in my truck. I wasn't thinking. I just didn't think about it. And I put the deal in the thing, and I was fixing to drive off, and I was like, oh, I got the thing. And then I was like, oh, fuck them. They're taking $2 out of my check. So I drove off. So anyway, I was telling my wife, and I told her it was a complete accident because she was like freaking out, like they're going to send fucking feds to our house.
God.
It would be kind of ironic. I guess not ironic.
Like, give us the ink pad.
It would be kind of crazy, though, if I did get arrested for that. And then it cuts to they're doing my fingerprints in the jail, and then it freeze frames. Yeah. And it's like, da-da-da-da.
With that one?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, but the ink's still on your thumb, so they don't have to redo it.
But anyway, she got mad, and she gave it back because her sister worked at the bank. She gave it to her sister.
That's gay.
It was pretty gay.
Right?
So, as it turns out, I did lose that $2 of that transaction fee or whatever you call it to cash my check.
Yeah,
I'll make it up. I've made it up in pins over the years.
Walmart. Well, I think Walmart's going to end up setting something up
to catch me.
Yeah, you know, like Cybernet, right?
They're
gonna send a Walmart robot, the ones that clean the floors, right? They're gonna send one of those, and it's like following everywhere. Looking
They send it back to kill me back in the 80s when I was a little kid. You send back like some guy to help.
Yeah.
You send back a Kroger guy.
Yeah.
He's like, his whole mission is to kill the Walmart.
He's got like his little name tag, right? Yeah. He's got like his, you know.
But anyway,
he's got to do it in so much time because he's got to like check out by the end of the day, right? Oh shit.
Oh shit. He's shooting at it with that little price gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
anyways, okay, so this has been episode 132.
We gotta make an announcement.
I
am a homosexual.
Everyone knew it.
No. We have to make a real announcement.
Oh yeah, we already said it on the last one.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So anyways, if you go on to Facebook and you find us, there's a post on there showing that if you leave a review and a rating on iTunes.
Anywhere you listen, but preferably iTunes.
Yeah, but if you go on to iTunes, you can do it. But if you show us, send us an email saying that you did it, we'll go back and look. So you send us an email to thebadvibe@gmail.com. We'll be able to go in there, just tell us, you know, where you went and left the review. We'll go and review it, and we'll get your address, and we'll send you a free silicone wristband that shows the Bad Vibe podcast.
Maybe one for you and your wife.
You can wear it and flaunt it everywhere, you know.
Put it around your dick if you got a big enough dick.
Yeah, I mean, you can still put it around there. If it's too big, you can't.
It just hangs on there.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I never even
It doubles as a cock ring, I guess, right?
It never even occurred to me that a dick would be that big.
If you're a horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, you get these little silicone bracelet things that'll say the Bad Vibe podcast. It's free. Like, we'll send it to you for free if you just leave, review, a rating. Just email the Bad Vibe
at gmail.com.
Yeah, gmail.com. And let us know about that. And I think it'll be. It's a free thing. It's like absolutely free for you. So I think it'd be pretty cool. And it's cool for us. It helps us get our name out there.
Yeah, you don't have to steal them.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah,
but if you do, I'll respect it.
There's not going to be a Terminator coming back to get you because you got one.
But if you do steal them, I would respect it.
So, as always, if you're listening to this, you are the Bad Vibe.